Hey everybody, this is Carissa. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Inky Fairy Designs, and I am back with another project featuring Maker Forte products. I absolutely love how this card came out, and I can't wait to share how I did it with you today. But first, let's take a look at the products that I'm using. So first up, I'm going to do my ink blending through this pumpkin spotlight stencil. So you get the pumpkin, just the plain pumpkin, and also the mask. And then I'm also using the pumpkin, oh, what is it? I'm going to show you here in a second. Pretty pumpkin inserts. So it is stencils that fit inside the stencil spotlight, so you can create pretty patterns inside. So that is super cool and super cute. I'm going to be ink blending with Antique Linen, Rusty Hinge, Crackling Campfire Distress Oxides, and I'm going to be using this English Mustard cardstock from Maker Forte for my base. I'm going to use the Inference Neptune mister that I created with water. And then I'm going to do my stamping with this stamp Flower Cluster. It has been on my desk for a long time. I've been dying to use it. Finally got it out and used it today. Then I'm using these gems, Phoenix, and then the black gems, and for a little bit of bling on the card itself. So here we go. I'm going to start with my ink blending. So I'm placing my pumpkin mask on a piece of white cardstock that I've cut down to A2 size. My original intention was that this would just be the full base of my card. So things happen and I go into different directions, which tends to happen while I'm crafting, either by mistakes, mishaps, or just, you know, different ideas come to me as I sit down to craft, because I don't ever know exactly what I'm going to make. I just know, okay, I wanted to use this pumpkin stencil and I wanted to do some ink blending. So I picked out 3 colors that felt very fall to me, and I started blending them across the pumpkin, just creating kind of lines across the pumpkin, and then I'll go back down and blend them together. I also put tape on my mask or my stencil so that it doesn't move around, because you know, it's the spotlight type of stencil. So I mean, any stencil, you don't want it to move around. So putting some tape at the top and the bottom really helps to keep it secure. And I put that tape at the bottom because there wasn't a lot of room for you know, to go off the page, so it doesn't fill the whole A2, and I didn't want that. Like I said, I had originally wanted to use this whole panel, but as you can see, what happens is I didn't put that tape all the way across at the top, so I did get a little bit of ink up there, and that's why I end up cutting it down and then go into a different direction. So then I was trying to figure out which insert I wanted to use, and I think my nails kind of subliminally inspired the floral design that I ended up using, because I was going to use the spider web and then do maybe some of the masking and stenciling with the bats in the background, but I ended up going to a completely different direction. Picked out the florals, and I was thinking that I could do like tone on tone ink blending through the stencil, using the same colors that I used throughout the pumpkin. But you'll see here when I lift it up at the bottom, I don't see quite so much right there. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna use the Crackling Campfire all across the pumpkin, using, you know, all across this stencil, so that it'll just give that that color all the way throughout. And it was giving me a good tone on tone at the top of it, I think because that's really where the Rusty Hinge was, so it was really kind of popping. But then I look here and I'm like, well, I'm not really getting the stems through the stencil. So I'm thinking to myself, what can I do? And I decide to put it back on, and I'm going to spritz some of this in France mister that I created. Um, so it has a little bit of sparkle shimmer in it from the little powders, and that gave me what I wanted. And so I'm going to splatter on a little bit more of that for a little bit more sparkle, because of course the distress oxides, you know, react with the water, and it just looks super cute, and I was so happy with it. And this is where I realized, dang it, I have that little mark of ink at the top, and so, but look at that shimmer. I love it. So cute. These stencils, these spotlight stencils, and there's so many different shapes that Maker Forte has. They're so fun. I need to get some for Christmas, and I've seen some really cute ones. So yeah, I think we're all gonna have to go ahead and get them and make some really cute Christmas cards with it. So I love this English mustard card base, cardstock, but I wanted to deepen it up a little bit to match my card and the blending that I did on my card. And so adding the rusty hinge on it really just kind of deepened it a little bit, but I still kept some of that English mustard peeking through. And then I used this floral stamp and just did some stamping with that same ink, so it's a little tone on tone, and it's giving me all of the fall vibes and that I'm loving right now. Fall is one of my favorite seasons, and I don't generally craft a lot of fall cards, but I've really enjoyed doing them. If you've seen the last few videos I've done, this color scheme has been used quite a bit, but with different products, so you can see like how you can mix and match and stuff. So I decided to cut that panel down to remove that ink that I got in the corner, and then I stamped the sentiment from that same stamp set that I stamped in the background of my card stock. And now I thought I needed to break up the white just a little bit, so I'm taking that antique linen and just kind of going around the edges and just giving it a little bit of pop, so that it's not so stark white around the card base that I'm making here. And so I just kept this 4¼ by 5½, so it's going to fit the front panel of my cardstock. So it looks like it's a color cardstock, but it's just a panel on top of a white base. And then I'm going to add some foam adhesive to the back of my pumpkin panel. And here is where I get goofed up again, and I can see it happening right here as I'm watching the video replay back. I am turning my card base as I'm turning, you know, as I'm adding that adhesive, and I just don't even check to see that I'm putting this on properly so that it opens, you know, like it should. And so after I get all of this backing up, I'm placing it, and I'm doing really good. I'm like lining it up on the edge, make sure that it's straight, and I'm so happy. I push it down, and then I realize it's upside down. I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, so insert facepalm emoji here. If I knew how to do graphics, I would do that. But I had two options. I could cut this off and put it on another base, and then it'd be super thick on the front and kind of heavy. Or I decided before resorting to that, I would try to lift it up, since I didn't really smush it down, and it worked. And I didn't really mess up my pumpkin panel or the background. So then I opened it so that I know exactly what is the front and what's the bottom and the top. And now I put it back on, and so we're good. We fixed that. I could have totally edited that out, but I felt like I'm just a crafter like you, and I make mistakes just as you do. I just tend to make videos and film it. So left that in, and now I am putting in these rhinestone gems that I just love. The Phoenix are my favorite because they have that kind of dual color, duochrome kind of look to it. So they shift from yellow to orange. They match my card great. But I did just get these black rhinestones, and I love them as well. They were just on my desk, so I thought I'm going to use those as well to kind of break it up a little bit and make it pop a little bit more. And they were just so perfect. And then, of course, in looking at it now and thinking, what a fabulous Halloween color card, right? Orange and black. But other than the pumpkin, it's not really a Halloween card. So it does have the fall inspiration and it has the fall colors. But Bloom Will You Are Planted, that is like an inspiration card for any time. And that can be sent for any occasion. So it doesn't have to be sent out for fall or Happy Thanksgiving or, you know, anything like that. You could totally send this to a friend during this time of year for a little bit of an encouragement or just a thinking of you. But it does have that beautiful fall colors, which I love. So there's the finished card. You can kind of see the beautiful texture. And I love the florals with the fall colors and through the pumpkin. It's just really fun and unexpected to me. So I hope you enjoy it as well. If you do like this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. I do try to put out 2 Maker Forte videos a month for you. And I really, I don't know. I don't know if I'll make any other videos other than these for now, but maybe one day I will come back and do some other ones. So yeah, let me know what you think about this card in the comments if you like the spotlight technique with these stencils and what you would use them for. So thanks again so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.